Okay, so I'm going to be doing today's reading outside because it's too incredible to be stuck in the house. It's gorgeous here today in California. It's like 78 degrees. Not even that. I think it's like 75 right now, 77. And it is where I am anyway on my little patio. And a light breeze. It's perfect. We've got a big fat butterfly that's been cruising around. Maybe he'll come. The screen's kind of little to see. I did another reading before this that was amazing, you guys. We had this great discussion. We got some great messages. We had some totems, and then my computer crashed. So yes, I've told you guys before I need to get a new computer, and I really do. I've got to stop procrastinating. Anyway, all right, here we go. And I have to remember this is just one card today, so this is the card. Six of Raphael. See that? So Raphael, we know, is the healing angel. And there's two kids sitting here. One's a mermaid. Yay, she's me. She's, and then the boy next to her, he's holding yellow flowers. So they're friends. Yellow stands for friendship. It also stands for new beginnings and happiness. And because, you know, the sun comes up and you feel good. It's like good feeling. Yellow is a happy color, right? I've been getting messages that we will be getting signs and messages from Spirit. This is just a side thought that's coming up with this card. We'll be getting messages from Spirit through color and through shapes that we won't necessarily consciously understand, but we are getting downloads and messages from Spirit from these colors. And yellow is one of the colors that I'm getting. And I know that. I've actually been shown that. And I don't know what the information that it's sending to me, other than the fact that I keep thinking new beginnings. We keep getting new beginnings, right? We've been getting that a lot. So the fact that he's holding that yellow flower, and also there's a border around it, a yellow border around this card. So anyway, they're sitting in a forest, my favorite place to be, by the water. So a lake by the forest. Incredible place to be, magical. And they're both very, very happy. They're friends, they're buddies. I bet she comes from the water. She's a water girl. She's a mermaid, and he comes from the forest. So they have two different kinds of personalities, but they obviously have a common spirit. They're friends, and so she comes out of the water and she's up there with him. The messages that come: happiness, youth, embrace your inner child. The message that comes on the card, it says new friends or rekindled relationships, children or childhood, embrace your inner child. So there are friends that we are going to be making new friends, or maybe we've made some new friends, or maybe our focus right now is upon appreciating the friends that we do have. I want to give a shout out to two of my best friends. My friend Bill Klausmeyer, talked to him yesterday. I was going through something, and I spoke to him for quite length on the phone. We text back and forth, and totally needed him right then. And he has such a we connected in Sedona when I lived there, and he came out and we hung out, went to the Grand Canyon. I don't know if you guys remember the pictures. He's a yogi, all into yoga, and a spiritual man, an amazing person, and we connect. And he just knows how to get in my head. And here comes the butterfly. And anyway, he gives me a good perspective. And then my best friend Julie, who I haven't got to see yet since I got back from Sedona, but I'm going tomorrow for lunch. And we always talk. We're going to be doing a dream that I had. Her and I bounce my dreams off of her. So it's about appreciating your friends. I appreciate my friends, and I'm giving a shout out to two of the ones that were just there for me. So appreciate your friends. Maybe spend some time with your friends. If there's somebody that you have been missing that you haven't been spending time with, maybe now's the time to give them a call. Or if they're out of the country, or if they're out of the state, they're living somewhere else, maybe touch base. Also, what else? Rekindled relationships. So maybe there's been like a strain. Maybe there's been a distance between you and somebody else. So this is saying that's about to maybe come to an end, and you guys can straighten stuff out. Also, embrace your inner child. When you embrace your inner child is light and happy and carefree, and kind of, it's like, let go of the worries in your life. Don't dwell on the worries so much, but focus more on the things that make you happy and bring you joy. They're asking you to step out into nature. Clearly, just sitting out here makes all the difference in the world for me. This is amazing. You can see I can see as I'm looking, I've got big bags under my eyes. I haven't slept. Before I left for California, I wasn't sleeping very well. Had a lot on my mind. And when I was in Sedona, I still had a difficult time, but it was restful. So coming out in nature, this is helpful. This is very healing. So they're asking you to do that too. I see that with this message that they're sitting out in the forest. And also look at, and the butterfly just went by again. When you're outside, you get to see the stuff that you don't see when you're inside. The things that you can appreciate, the things that you can focus on and dwell on that bring about happier feelings, the things that remind you of when you were a kid. There's a big fat dragonfly and it's bright blue. He just kind of flew by. See, you see stuff like that makes me happy. When I see anything, any animal, when I was talking to my friend Bill yesterday, I was trying to figure out, what something meant and where to go, and he knows me so well, me and my animal totems, and he goes, go step outside, and wait and see which animal comes to you, and see what animal comes to you first, and tell me what it means. And I walked outside, and the first thing I saw was a bee, victory, sweet victory, and I thought, you're right. So getting outside is a way to lift the fog from your head. It's a way to step outside of your troubles and bring a lightness back that children get when they're outside. We're all just big kids, right? We're all just kids in a grown-up body. I don't feel the age that I am. I feel 7. I feel 7 all the time. I feel younger now than I ever have. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that I spend a lot of time outside and, cruising around and climbing trees and climbing cliffs. And so they're asking you to embrace your inner child like that. I am going to look into the book and I'm going to see if Archangel Raphael has another message that I'm not popping up with. And we're doing the 6, my life path. Let's see. So what they're talking about is, what a lovely memory. So maybe at this time, we're going to be having memories of our childhood or past experiences. And when that happens, when they come back into our lives, they come back, Mr. Wind, they come back to, maybe that's emphasis, they come back to teach us lessons, and they come back to remind us of things that happened in our past that maybe we're replaying in our life now, or maybe they're showing us deep-rooted issues maybe that we have had and held on to since we were children. Maybe because it's a time for those to be let go. So these memories will come back up and we'll be able to see perhaps that, wow, I've been doing this since I was a kid. I've been feeling this way since then. And maybe it's time to shift my way of looking at things. Maybe it's time to try a different tactic, try something different. When something is not, when it's not broken, don't fix it. But when things aren't working, maybe it's time to try a different way. So that's what's coming too. They're talking about the new people that you meet are going to be feeling like instant friends, because these people that are coming into your life are definitely spirit guided and brought to you by spirit. And it's because the feelings that you're going to have of familiarity is because of past life connections. And people come into your lives at certain times for certain reasons, for lessons, for blessings, to help you through, to help you grow. Some people stay with you forever. Some people are only there for a short time. But everybody has purpose, and everybody, we learn from one another, and so that's what's going to be coming right now. They're also saying that previous relationships or friendships might be rekindled at this time. So maybe, as I said, there was a distance, and maybe now time has gone by. Maybe both of you have learned the lessons. I got that. Remember when we kept getting the same card over and over again when I was in Sedona, and we talked about compassion and forgiveness, and there was a lot about familial connections and a lot about romantic feelings and relationships. And I spoke, and I don't know if you guys all saw it, but I told a little story of a crow, not a crow, a raven, and its mate that came, and they met in the cliff, and we watched them go inside their little home, and then they had this little disagreement, and he had to leave. And of course, we made up our own scenarios. We watched them, but we heard them squawking, and she inside their cave, and then he comes shooting out. So she was basically saying, he said something, he had to leave, and she wanted to go with him, and he said, no, you've got stuff that you got to take care of here, and I have things I need to do on my own. So they separated paths, and it was difficult, and she was upset. You could hear her in there, and he kind of swirled above the cave and checked on her a couple times, called down to her, and made sure everything was clear. Ooh, total message and confirmation of that. This is a special little bird that just came to me. I know what his message is. Sorry for interrupting. But anyway, but what it's saying is, in that little story that we saw with the two ravens, relationships at a time, sometimes they have to separate. And maybe now is a time that time enough has gone by, lessons have been learned, you guys have grown, and these relationships are going to come back up again, and maybe restart, or maybe they're coming for a conclusion. It's review. That's what it is, because right now, as I said before, we're in Mercury retrograde as of October 4th. It's for 3 weeks, and it's all about reviews. So this card is absolutely right on and applicable with that message. So they're asking you to not romanticize the past. So it's really easy to do that, isn't it? You know, when somebody dies, you look back at their life and you don't remember any of the bad stuff. You just remember the good stuff, and that's good, because you know, what can you do? It's over. But when you're in a situation in your life, and somebody comes back into your life, and it brings up past issues that you are still here on this earth plane, you're working through your stuff, and you're trying to get to another level of ascension. We need to be careful to be realistic when we look at things and not romanticize the past and see things as they really are. Because if we romanticize the past, we're not getting the lesson that we learned, right? We're not learning a lesson. So Tiki's over there attacking something. Hey, you don't have any animals, do you? Tiki. Tiki. Oh my God, you guys, I gotta stop. Tiki, come here. Come here. Tiki. Let it go. Oh, I'm so sorry. 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 Okay, I'm really, really sorry I did that. I'm really sorry. But Tiki had a lizard, and it's really hurt. So I'm going to sit here, and I'm just going to hold it. I've got it in my hands, and I get really emotional when it comes to this. He's still moving, but he's hurt. So I'm going to do Reiki on him right in the middle of our reading. But I've done this before, and I know that my cat's just being, you know, a natural predator. That's what he is, but I'm not. And so I'm going to do Reiki on him. I'm going to hold him, and I've done it before, and I have I held a lizard in my hand, and it was completely dead, upside down, and I just poured the Reiki into it, and I swear to God, I took pictures and I showed you guys. It scurried off and it was fine. So I don't know what's going to happen with this guy, but I'm going to hold it for the last part of its life if it's here, and if it stays, and if not, I'm asking the powers of Reiki to come through my hands, and I'm giving it love and light right now. Sorry to do this right in the middle of the reading. Maybe that's something you guys need to see. I get really emotional when it comes to animals. I don't know. Oh, you know what? He's starting to move. I'm going to show you guys. Can you see him? It's okay, baby. It's okay, baby. Oh. Let's just sit here with him for a minute. Okay, I'm going to hold him. And let me see, was there anything left that we had to do? Additional meanings of this card. It's okay, baby, hold on. Additional meanings of this card. Involving children, nostalgia, embrace your inner child innocence. Okay, so maybe there's issues with children right now, and I think the fact that I'm holding this, this hurt little lizard, this reminds me of my Facebook friend Sonia. Right now, her grandson had a fireplace fall on his head, and he's been in a coma for the last while. We've been all watching his page, and we've all been pouring love and light into him, and the news is he's starting to wake up. But it was really bad, and so I think that this message has something to do with that too, holding on, and memories of children, and sending love and light, and probably right now, I'm sure with Sonia, all kinds of memories are flooding back to her of him and his little childhood, and this lizard. I believe that I think this is about that, Sonia. And I'm gonna let this message run. You guys may think this is a strange reading, but I think all of it is important. And this little guy's moving around in my hand, and so I think the message is too that Dominic's going to be okay. So many people. Prayers are really, really powerful. and he's a little boy, and when they're young, we have such resilience. And with so many people loving and praying and hoping for him coming forward, I think that's just a really positive message. The fact that this little lizard, he looked like he was pretty much a goner, and he's moving in here. I can feel him. He's in my hands. So that's my message I'm putting out there. And anyway, that's my intention. And so my intention is this lizard does well, and my prayer and my intention is that Dominic continues to do well. And I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I'm sorry I disappeared. And I didn't hit him, but I definitely made him drop the lizard. He's a little bit mad at me because I took his precious toy away from him. But you know what? You don't play with animals. I'm an animal lover. You guys know I'm a vegetarian now too. So on and on she goes. All right, we're done. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll speak again. Blessings.